Hello everyone, so today we're going to be talking about an interesting genre of manga. So the last couple of days I've spent a bit reading all of the manga on my shelves that have to do with cats. And I don't know why I decided to do this. I couldn't really think of a video idea, so I thought I'd just read all the manga I have on my shelves about cats, because surprisingly I have a lot of it, and there's even more being released right now that I don't have. So I just decided to read the ones I have and then talk about all the cat manga I've read, and if you should read it or not, and if it's good. So I'm going to talk about that now, I guess. So the only manga I didn't read for this video, but that I own, is Nyanki's. So this is a 6-volume long series about these kind of stray feral cats, like a gang of them, and they're personified as people. I've seen some people say that this is about people who are then portrayed as cats. That's not the case. This is about cats that are portrayed as people, so they're personified. And yeah, so this is a 6-volume long manga. I've talked about this recently, kind of, and I really enjoyed this series. I did not feel the need to reread it for this video, but I did want to mention it because it is a cat manga I have on my shelves, and it's pretty fun. It's not anything spectacular, but I think it was a fun read. It was pretty comedic, and I'm glad I read it, and I liked it enough to keep it on my shelves. So this is one I would recommend, but not one I felt I needed to reread to film this video. You have to be in this video. It's required. It's required that you have to be in this video. Yeah. He doesn't want to be. He wants to run around and cause havoc, but thank you. Alright. So one I did reread for this video is Junji Ito's Cat Diary. So I recently hauled this collector's edition of the manga, and I reread it in this format just to see what it was like, if there's anything added. So I have read this before. This is my favorite Junji Ito manga. It just combines his kind of grotesque art with his meaningful story about his 2 cats that he owned. And yeah, so I really like this manga. It shows some interesting sides of being a cat owner, especially from someone who was kind of hesitant about cats before and then learns to love the cats that they are around, that they live with. So this one is a non-fiction manga, technically, because it is about Junji Ito's actual cats. So I really like that about it, and I also enjoy the fact that it just feels very heartfelt. Junji Ito obviously loves his cats and wants to talk about them in this manga, and so that's why I really like it. So something I noticed the last couple days when reading these cat manga is that almost all of them have some element of sadness, and this one is no exception. I don't know why, but there's always a little bit of sadness in all these manga. So if you don't want any sad stories at all, then I probably wouldn't read any of these manga. For some reason, I don't know why. Stories about cats seem to be sad sometimes, I suppose. So this one is a little sad, but I do think it's worth reading if you're interested in Junji Ito or you just want more cat manga. You too. You have to be in the video too. Yeah, you do. It's required. So the next manga I read is A Man and His Cat. I read volumes 1 through 4, as these are all of the volumes that are out so far in English. So this is about this man who sees this big ugly cat in a pet store and decides to buy it because he really connects with this cat pretty much immediately. He finds the cat adorable, whereas some other people don't think the cat is adorable. And these are kind of slice of life volumes. Some chapters connect, some chapters are just like little glimpses into their life. But basically it follows these 2 characters. They meet some other characters, but it's basically just showing the love between a man and his cat, as the title suggests. So this is the manga that I spent the most amount of time thinking, oh, my cat does that. Like every other page, I'm like, oh, my cat does that. Even if that's pretty minor things, I feel like this author has definitely had a cat before and managed to kind of capture the universal things that cats do. So this one I would say is probably the least sad. There are definitely some sad moments, but I wouldn't say the sad moments are as permanent, I guess, as the other ones. I think this one is probably the most wholesome read out of all of them. The next one I read is Neko Gahara. So this was actually a reread. I read this first volume a few years ago now, and for some reason I remember liking this more than I did. But then I looked on my Goodreads and I saw that I only gave it 3 stars. So I'm not sure what this memory came from. But, so this is about this cat here. He is a formerly owned cat, and now he's a stray. And he goes around killing other cats. That's what this is. So he's like a wanted cat now. And I don't know. This is like surprisingly violent. Like, cats are killed in this manga. And it's just surprisingly violent. It's hard to read the action scenes. It's hard to see what's happening exactly. So I don't know what I was thinking the first time I read this. I liked it enough to buy the rest of the volumes the first time I read this, but I don't think I'm going to read any more in this series. It's okay for what it is, but I don't know, it's not for me, I suppose. But if you're looking for something that's more action-oriented, that still has cats in it, then maybe check this one out. You might like it. And next I read Little Leo. So this follows this cat who can talk. And I thought it was just this cat that could talk, but apparently all the cats can talk. But this cat decides to do some human things. Like the first chapter is him going to school for the first time because he heard that the lunch was yummy. So he decides to go to school to taste lunch, and he has a really bad time. This one, I don't know why. This is so sad. Especially the first chapter. They're just bullying this little cat. I don't know. The chapters are pretty episodic. It follows this cat as he goes along in his life trying some human things and realizing that he doesn't like them because he's a cat and he just wants to do cat things. But he keeps trying to do human things. So yeah, I don't know. This was interesting, I suppose. It was good enough. I just don't know why it was so sad and why everyone was bullying this little cat. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, really. I just don't know why these people are so mean to this cat. I think there is some kind of commentary going on here about people who can't really fit into the general things that society expects of everyone, whether for any reason that might be. So I think that's the kind of commentary the author is trying to go for here, but in reality just has people bullying this cat. So yeah, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and if you think that might sound good, if you like this author's work, then maybe try this out. Next, I read The Walking Cat. This is a 1-volume omnibus. Well, it's 3 volumes in one, but it's just this whole thing. So this is about this cat, and it follows him during a zombie apocalypse. And so, first of all, it starts out kind of slice of lifey, so I thought this was kind of going to be a light story set during a zombie apocalypse. No, this quickly becomes like a full-on zombie apocalypse story. People are dying. It gets gruesome. So if you don't like that, then don't read this. But this was interesting because I wouldn't say it really is from the eyes of the cat like it says in the subtitle here. Cat's eye view of the zombie apocalypse. It just follows the cat as he meets different people and their different stories during the apocalypse. For a zombie story, I did really like this. It had all your typical zombie story things. People die. It's sad. But I did really enjoy it. I like post-apocalyptic stories, so this is one of them. And the fact that it has a cat in it makes it even better. I think if you enjoy zombie stories for the most part, you'll probably like this one as well. It does most things correctly when it comes to that. And yeah. And then the last cat manga I read for this video was Cats of the Louvre by Taiyo Matsumoto. So this follows a group of cats who live in the Louvre, the museum. And one of them is supposedly a little kitten, looks like a little kitten. He doesn't really belong with this group. He doesn't really fit in. And the story is him kind of trying to find his place in the world. I'm trying not to laugh at the cats. Kind of trying to find his place in the museum with this group of other cats. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? I'm trying to make this like a semi-serious video where we have meaningful conversations about cat manga, but I can't because the cats are just wreaking havoc in the background, and I knew that was going to happen when I let them in here, but it's fine. Again, this is sad. This is surprisingly sad. There are several different storylines going on here. So there's like the cats, and then kind of the people in the museum, people who run the museum. So there are 2 different storylines, and they're kind of connected. And there is a moment in here that is kind of gruesome. So if that's going to bother you, then don't read this. So yeah, this isn't just another happy slice of life cat manga. This one has a little bit more of a plot, and it is kind of sad. How many times have I said sad in this video? I feel like it's a lot. But yeah, I did enjoy this one as well. I liked the direction it went and the kind of conclusion that came at the end of it. And of course, I always enjoy Taiyo Matsumoto's artwork. Some people might find it kind of off-putting at first, but in here it's really beautiful. and I think it works well. The cats sometimes are personified, but not all the way. Not like Nyankies, where in Yankees they're like actually people. And here, they're people, but they look like cats. Here you can kind of see they look like people a little bit, or a lot. And I think, again, Taiyo Matsumoto's kind of like, this is the wrong way around. I think Taiyo Matsumoto's art makes that look really nice, or not nice, but it looks interesting, and I enjoy that part of his art style. So yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. It felt very different from the other ones, but I'm glad I read it. I'm always happy to read more Taiyo Matsumoto, so yeah. So those are all the cat manga I read recently, and all the ones I own on my shelves. I know there are other cat manga out there. I don't think I can buy all of them, but if you know of any cat manga you think I should read, let me know, and I'll probably pick it up. In the meantime, let me know if you've read any of these, if you like them. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed these cats in the background, and I'll see you next time. Bye.